What if I told you you might live to 100? Not just survive, but thrive, strong, sharp, independent. The 20th century gave us an incredible gift. In just a few generations, we added decades to the average human life. 100 years of living is no longer a rare miracle. It's becoming the new normal. But here's the question we rarely ask. If we're going to live longer, how we live well? Because a long life without strength is a struggle. A long life without clarity is confusion. And a long life without independence is not the life we imagined. This is the story of how to live 100 years with power, with presence, and with purpose. It's not just about medicine. It's not just about diet. It's about mindset, movement, meaning. It's about real people like you who have dared to believe that their best years aren't behind them, but waiting just ahead. Let's begin. When Margaret turned 80, her doctor shook her hand and said, "Well, you've had a good run." She smiled politely, but inside she felt a small fire rise. A good run? As if it were over? She stood in that parking lot with her cane and said out loud, to no one in particular, "I'm not done." Margaret is 92 today. She walks 2 miles a day. She's learning Italian. She lives alone, cooks her meals, reads philosophy, and teaches a community class on digital photography. She redefined what aging looks like, not because she had better genes, but because she had a better plan. We were handed a blueprint for life that said you work hard, raise a family, retire at 65, and slowly fade into the background. But that blueprint was written when most people only live to 70. Today, that plan is outdated. Today, we're rewriting the blueprint. We're building something new, a model of aging that includes strength, intelligence, passion, and freedom. But to live a 100-year life, you must change the way you see the world and the way you see yourself. There's a village in Okinawa, Japan, called Ajimai. It has one of the highest concentrations of centenarians in the world. But their secret isn't just green tea and seaweed. It's ikigai, a Japanese word that means reason to wake up in the morning. People in Ajimai don't retire from life. They garden, dance, laugh, mentor. They see themselves as useful, needed, connected, and that, more than any vitamin, keeps them alive. Studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose live up to 7 years longer than those without. Purpose protects the brain. It energizes the immune system. It helps you heal. It gives your cells a reason to keep going. So ask yourself, why do you wake up in the morning? Is it to call your granddaughter? Write your memoirs? Learn to play the piano? Start a podcast? Volunteer at the library? Purpose is not just about big dreams. It's about little reasons every single day. The 100-year life begins not in the body, but in the mind. Every time you stand up, your brain gets sharper. It's true. Movement pumps blood to the brain. It strengthens bones, tones muscles, protects joints, and keeps your balance steady. But exercise is not about running marathons. It's about moving every day in a way that feels joyful. Meet Leon. He's 88. 3 years ago, he fell in the shower. His hip broke. The doctors told him he might not walk again. But Leon had a stubborn streak. After surgery, he started small. Chair stretches, water aerobics, short walks with a walker. And then, one morning, he stood up without holding anything. A year later, he was back to walking around the block. Today, he teaches senior fitness classes 3 times a week. The secret? He made movement a habit, not a chore. Gardening counts. Dancing counts. Stretching while the kettle boils counts. The goal isn't perfection. It's momentum, because a moving body is a living body. You don't have to go vegan. You don't need to count every calorie. But if you want to live 100 years strong, what you eat becomes your daily medicine. There's a woman named Beatrice in Sardinia, Italy, a region known for its centenarians. She's 101 years old. Every morning, she eats a boiled egg, a tomato, and a slice of whole grain bread with olive oil. Simple, whole, unprocessed. Beatrice doesn't diet. She nourishes. Studies show the longest living people eat. Mostly plants, whole grains, nuts, and beans, fish, occasionally minimal sugar and processed foods. But more important than what they eat is how they eat. They share meals. They cook with love. They eat slowly with gratitude. If food is fuel, then joy is the flame that burns it best. So light a candle, sit down, enjoy your meal, and feed not just your body, but your soul. You can grow older without losing your mind. Literally, your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. Meet Gladys. She's 93 and learning Spanish on an app. She does crossword puzzles, reads biographies, and recently took up painting. Why? Because curiosity is the fountain of youth. The brain thrives on novelty. It wants challenge. It wants surprise. It wants to learn. So take a class, watch a documentary, memorize a poem, learn to play chess, revisit high school math. Every time you stretch your mind, new neural connections grow. It's like planting seeds that bloom into clarity. And here's the beautiful truth. You're never too old to get smarter. Loneliness is as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not a metaphor. It's science. Connection keeps us alive. In one of the longest studies ever done, researchers followed people for over 75 years. The number one predictor of long-term health? Not wealth, not diet, not exercise, but the quality of your relationships. Friends, family, neighbors, community. Meet Harold and Denise. They've been best friends for 40 years. They live next door to each other. Every evening, they meet on their porches, drink tea, and talk. They've laughed through divorces, illnesses, losses, and they've outlived almost everyone else they knew. I think she keeps me going, Harold says. Find your people, or build your tribe from scratch. Join a choir, start a book club, talk to the cashier, smile at the mailman, because in the end, we're kept alive by the love we give and receive. Living longer means planning longer. Many people outlive their savings, not their bodies. And while money isn't everything, security is. Start by tracking your spending. Eliminate what you don't need. Simplify, downsize, share resources, learn about passive income, explore senior benefits, ask for help. There is no shame in wisdom. And if you're able, find ways to earn even in your later years. You could sell crafts or art online, tutor students, rent out a room, teach a class, consult in your old profession. Your wisdom is valuable. And financial peace of mind helps you stay independent and stress-free. Technology can feel overwhelming, but can also be your greatest ally. Video calls let you see grandkids in real time. Apps remind you to take your meds. Wearable devices track your heart rate. Online classes teach you anything. Smart assistants help with lights, shopping, weather, and even jokes. Don't let fear stop you. Take a class at your local library. Ask your grandchild to teach you. Make mistakes. Laugh. Try again. You're not too old to learn new tricks. You are just too wise to let the world pass you by. To live 100 years with strength, you need one superpower above all: resilience. Because life will knock you down. You will lose people, face illness, make mistakes. But the question is, will you rise? Helen was 87 when she lost her sight. She mourned, she grieved, then she learned Braille, bought a talking watch, joined a blind hiking group. I lost my eyes, she said, but I didn't lose my spirit. Resilience is a muscle you build every time you choose to keep going. You are stronger than you think. You are here, reading, listening, breathing. You woke up today, and that is no small thing. The 100-year life is not promised, but is possible, and it begins with one decision: to keep living fully, fiercely, one step, one meal, one laugh, one dance at a time. Be the story they tell, the one who kept going, who learned to stand tall even as others sat down. Lives so well that at 100 they don't say you made it. They say you lit the way, because you stayed strong, you stayed sharp, you stayed you, and that made all the difference.